Welcome to this edition of Momentum. I'm your host, James Warnock, and joining me today is the William and Sherry Berry Endowed Chair in Engineering and Head of the Department of Agricultural and Biological Engineering, Dr. Jonathan Pote. Jonathan, it's great to have you here with us today.
Thank you, James.
And there's some big news coming out of the department at the moment. They have just announced that starting in the fall of this year, we'll have a undergraduate program in biomedical engineering.
Right.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that new program, what we can expect, but also how that's different from the current program that we have in biological engineering.
Sure. The biological engineering program was the first in the U.S., and at the time there was no differentiation between biological and biomedical until I think it was Duke, maybe about 5 years later, had the first accredited biomedical. So for us, for many years, biomedical was a concentration of biological, and they were certainly able to do everything they wanted to do. At the same time, biomedical has emerged so strongly as its own area now that it really was time that we have our own biomedical, fully accredited biomedical engineering degree, as well as the accredited biological engineering degree.
And what sort of things will students or graduates from the biomedical engineering be doing career-wise versus the broader biological engineering students?
The biological has always been very broad span. A subset, the ones that deal with humans, are the biomedical. All the rest can be doing anything, animals, plants, fish, etc. The biomedical is going to be fully concentrated in biomedical. Of those, almost certainly a relatively large number will be planning to go to medical school. Then there's a large segment that will go into biomedical engineering, which the Office of Labor and Statistics keeps listing as one of the fastest growing areas of engineering right now. And that set will, there are plenty of jobs available at the bachelor's level, but they don't tend to be in developing new products, and most of our people are very interested in that, so a relatively large number of them will actually go on to graduate school in biomedical engineering.
Okay, and the faculty that you have in the department at the moment, again, a very even split between biomedical engineering and biological engineering.
Right.
What's some of the research that's been going on in the department recently?
A lot of fun stuff. I have one of mine, Lakeisha Williams. Her specialty is head trauma, neural damage. Specifically, her work looks at the brain itself and what happens during impacts of different types. Even more recently, what happens when you get an explosion, so that there's not mechanical damage, but there's air pressure change so rapidly. And I could go on further on that, but looking over at the other side, I've got Anna Lindhaas, who has landed a whole series of grants which are looking very strongly at oysters and where we can get them restored in the Gulf, and what setting gives us the best chance of getting restoration to work out well.
And that sounds like it would be something that would have a lot of benefit for the economy in Mississippi.
Very much, very much. She, in her preliminary work, it was very interesting to see in that she looked at how heavily was it impacted by Katrina, and it was heavily impacted, but it rebounded very rapidly. When the oil spill happened, it dropped again, and it did not rebound. And so we're still sitting at less than 20% of our usual harvest. It is a big deal.
So the biological engineering program, been around since 1967.
Right.
That means we're at the 50th anniversary of the program. Any big plans for this year to celebrate?
Absolutely, absolutely. We plan on having a big celebration in the fall. It'll be during a home game, and we plan to invite back all of our alums, all our friends, and it should be a lot of fun. We have a subgroup that ought to be good. We at one point had 5 of our graduates in Johns Hopkins Medical School all at the same time. Right now, they're all planning to be there.
Well, that should be quite an impressive class to have back on campus.
It will, yeah. 2 of them only have to come from Jackson, but the rest have to travel quite a bit further.
Yeah.